Hey guys, Coaster here. Just talking after the game. I'm gonna have to keep quiet because there's people sleeping, and I'm gonna have to keep my emotions in check. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be in the playoffs, and that's been the goal the whole time, is just to get in. I know a lot of people are gonna think about the one seed and all that, but I'm not thinking about that. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm smiling. Yeah, that's right, Tyson. I'm smiling. The Raiders are in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. It's been a very long time. And I remember the last time that they came this close was against the Chargers in 2011, and I was at that game to see the loss. But damn, it's rewarding to see they're in the postseason now. A couple things I can talk about bad. The negative I can just say was the offense. Derek Carr did not have a good game today. That's something we can't sugarcoat. But he made a couple plays that mattered when it mattered most. Really, I think his receivers let him down more than anything else. He did throw a couple picks that were bad. The drops weren't helpful either. I think Michael Crabtree dropped another one. Seth Roberts is dropping some balls. But they find a way to win. Latavius Murray also, those fumbles didn't help either. And then the defense, that first drive of the game was like Swiss cheese. That looked like an easy video game type of touchdown. But that's all they allowed when it came to touchdowns. I'm still amazed. This team found a way to win when it didn't play good. And it doesn't make any sense. The Raiders pulled it off. And now they're 11-3. We're going to the postseason, guaranteed. I talk about droughts. All those things, all those stats that everyone's made fun of for the past decade, it's over, finally. And there's one team that's had a longer drought than us. That's the Buffalo Bills. They're stuck on 1999. And the Cleveland Browns are on 2002. So, finally we can say we're in the playoffs. It's really just good, positive to hear. A lot of work to be done. But they got it done today. After the first drive, they gave up only field goals. I was really encouraged that it was just 10-10 at halftime because they didn't play very well. The fumbles were terrible. The dropped passes were terrible. Derek Carr was off. And his finger is still affected, like he's taking the snaps from the shotgun or the pistol, probably for the rest of the year. I don't know if that's going to keep them, for that thing called that trophy at the end, but I'm happy to say that this team's in. That's been the goal the whole time, is just to get in. So, once again, I can say it, playoffs, and playoffs, they're in. It's hard for it to sink in. Game was not on in my TV market, for those of you who didn't know. The game was, I'm out of the market if y'all forgot. But, yeah, I couldn't see this one from beginning to end. I saw some tape. I saw I would say about half the game I saw through highlights. But, their defense, they can get it done in bunches through little plays, and the defense, outside of the first drive, for the most part, they showed up today. Rivers was held in check. I think there were some passes and some breaks that the Raiders got in their favor, but they had to make the plays they needed to. There was that turnover late in the game that forced a field goal to tie the game. It's really disappointing. The offense couldn't score more than one touchdown, but they got enough to win today. And there's still a lot of flaws. There's a lot of things I can nitpick, but the Raiders' defense was why this game was a win. They don't win this game without defense, so credit is given where credit is due. I think the Chargers are just snake bitten. They've had all these close losses, and this is another one that they can add to their list. Hope they show up against the Chiefs, but once again, the Raiders, it's all about what the Raiders are doing, win or lose at this point. You don't get obsessed with the scoreboard. I've said it before. If the Raiders win, everything else is moot, and that's exactly what happened. The Raiders are in the playoffs. No question. No question about it. I can finally say it. And, I was in, I wonder, where were you the last time that happened? Some of you probably weren't alive that are watching me. I was in middle school. I was playing Halo, the first Halo, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I was playing those things back then. It's been a long time, guys. Yeah, it was one of those heart attack games. Being a Raider fan it's been exciting because they're winning, but it's also stressful. Like your heart attack. I don't know how many of you get heart thumps, but I sure do. And I'm just happy, as I said, first time since 2002 they're in the postseason. So yeah, they're in. We can breathe. We can relax. But once again, we can always get better. You look at how they're playing games. They're not playing well, but they're winning. All the close games are going their way, and this one is just added to the list. Uh, yeah, a lot of work to be done, but I'm going to enjoy it. They're in. Okay? I don't care whether they're the 1 seed or the 6 seed. They're in the playoffs. That's been a goal for a while, and I know some of you say there's only one champion at the end of the year, but we got to enjoy this, guys. It's been a while. I mean, there's been so many stats and things since 2002, this world has come to. I mean, I've been on here for 8 years. This is my 8th season talking about the Raiders, and I finally get to talk about a playoff game. Finally. And, all you guys, and I'm not saying to the other video makers out on here, but, I don't know if anyone's out there been longer on here than I have. I mean, I'm curious, how many of you have been watching me since 2009? Because, sure, people hate that I'm critical, people hate that I say stuff, but, as I've learned to watch the game of football, I've just learned to see things that are flawed and things that I can point out that are good. It's that simple. So, the Raiders were good enough today, and they won, so thank you. Thank you for barely pulling this off. I mean, it was a miracle. Mixed extra point helped. If there wasn't that missed extra point, the Raiders probably would have gone for it on 4th and goal, and who knows if they would have gotten stopped or not. Joey Bosa kicked our ass today. So, once again, the last time it was a bad snap or a bad hold that led to a missed field goal. This time it was a missed PAT. That was the difference today. And, thank you. Thank you, Raiders. You look back at the teams who passed on Khalil Mack. It was Jacksonville, Buffalo, the St. Louis Rams, Houston Texans. All 4 of them passed on Khalil Mack. We got to thank them because we wouldn't have had both guys. They don't make the playoffs this year without both Mack and Carr. They needed both guys to get there. So, Jacksonville just fired their coach. Buffalo could be doing something. The Rams already fired their coach, and Houston is really not that good of a team. I don't care what their record is. They're not good. Not with that quarterback. Osweiler's garbage. So, they face a Colts team that's mediocre. And then the Denver game's going to always be tough just because of their defense. So, there's a chance. There's still a chance they can go 13-3, but I'm not going to jump the gun or anything. There's still a lot of work to be done. But they're in, all right? I don't want injuries. That's the most important part I don't want in these last 2 games. I'm not worried about a bye week. I'm not worried about the 1 seed. None of that. To me, it doesn't matter. As long as you're in, you can go on a hot run. That's all that matters to me. See you guys later. Just, once again, I'm curious, how long have you been watching me? Some of you. But, high five. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful they found a way to get it done. See you guys later.